Well, continuing the theme today of Andy to Gabby Cabby's working day, please join me on a Just Eat shift. How do everybody? Welcome back to the channel for a Tuesday night. It's about 6:30 now, and I'm just sat outside the McDonald's in Margate, just about to get my second order of the evening, and thought I'd take you around with me on a Just Eat shift so you can see what I'm up to and give you some insight about what goes on behind the scenes. So when you have complaints about those dodgy drivers eating your KFC chicken or your Big Mac McDonald's burger, you can get some idea of what happens. Anyway, I'm going to go and get my second delivery, and I'll see you in a bit. Bye bye. Well, I just found out Sterling scored a goal, so it's 1 to England, 0 to Germany. Hopefully they'll carry it through, but who knows. It's getting a bit dicey in that McDonald's. I think they had a system crash, and a load of drivers are getting grumpy. So I've got mine. I'm going to go and deliver it. Well, I've just delivered that second order. You could see it was really rammed in that McDonald's with drivers, and when it does end up like that and you have a bit of a weight on your hands, you do get a little bit of waiting time paid your way, which is nice. So I've done about 15 quid in an hour off a couple of orders, which isn't a bad rate. This is where I am at the moment. So this is Dane Valley just here, and I've just ended up with another order from McDonald's Margate again, so I'll head back there and it's going to Westgate. So I'll see you in a short while. Well, the restaurant reimbursements are on tap tonight. I've done nearly 25 quid just off of 3 orders, so the waiting time's getting paid properly. I'm in Westgate now. I got brought all the way over here, and I'm actually down the road from somewhere I used to live as a kid. Let me show you this. I'm on a road called Sea Road. And if you look, you've got all the sea out there and the beach. It's usually quite packed during the summer months. And there's a cafe down there that's just been renovated. And I used to live in a flat just down that way with my mum in the 80s. It was about the time we had the storm in 87. I remember that quite well, waking up as a young boy and my bed rattling. These days it rattles for other reasons, and I'm not talking about hurricane force gales, but we'll say no more about that. Anyway, the problem with being in Westgate, there's not really any restaurants very close, so what I have to do is get myself back towards Margate or somewhere like that, try and pick up some other orders. So I'll do that, and I'll let you know what happens in a little while. Toodaloo. Well, by now we'll probably all realise that England have beaten Germany 2-0. Bloody brilliant. They're through to the next stage, but we can't get complacent and we can't expect miracles yet. We've just got to take one match at a time, haven't we? Hopefully we'll do the semis at least, hopefully the final, and hopefully win it, but we'll just have to do the whole support and hope they get through. You know, this knee-taking business besides, we could do with a national team doing well at a national event right now to raise all our morale. Anyway, back to the plot. I'm in Margate now, just by Hawley Square. Check this out. You got Cecil Square down there right at the bottom. That's like the main centre part of Margate, and this little treed area here is Hawley Square. And then over the other side of these buildings you got McDonald's, and that's the trick, you see. You just hang around near a local fast food establishment and you will get an order at some point. So I'll sit here for a bit and see what happens, and I'll let you know. Toodaloo. Well, there's my next stop, a little KFC in Margate High Street. Bit of a crap order value this one, but at least it's something else. So we'll go in and get that. Well, I just done that KFC. I'm in North Down Road, Cliftonville at the moment. I tell you, there are pissed England fans all over the place making loads and loads of racket. Up Margate High Street just now, there was some with some bloody tin can thing and a drumstick going da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Bloody wonderful. Anyway, North Down Road. See, this is it. Used to be a posh part of town, but it's a bit run down, and it has been for a few years. Those of you old enough to remember North Down Road as it was probably remember a lot of posh arcaders shops and all the rest of it, but Not a great part of town, although it gets by. Anyway, I'm going to bugger off to a restaurant somewhere near, see if I can pick up some more work, and I'll talk to you soon. Well, that's 2 quick McDonald's orders done. I've just picked up the second one now. I'm going to go and deliver it. I've just seen a Just Eat driver standing on a street corner with a food delivery. No vehicle anywhere in sight and just talking to everybody. That's where the system breaks down, you see, where people tend to not give a shit about getting the food out and do other things instead. So you do get the occasional problem. And as you saw from the last bit of video footage, even the seagulls are getting in on the action. Bloody hilarious it was. You should see how possessive he was getting over a bag of mouldy old leftover chips. Well, that's another one done. And some pissed England fan at the top of Margate High Street tries to get my car. Couldn't string a sentence together, so I told him to fuck right off. Well, I'm currently sat in Cliftonville up the down road, and we have public enemy number 1 as far as this kind of work goes. It's fucking pissing it down. So I've paused my work just for a moment. I'm going to take my nice chocolate bar. I'm going to have a little break and see if the rain calms off. I'll see you in a bit. Toodaloo. Well, I'm here again. As you can see through the rainy windscreen, it's Margate High Street and the McDonald's. And you can see it's getting a bit dark. I've got one going up to the bottom of the road where I used to live once upon a time. It's like a trip down memory lane this evening. I think I've moved more times in my life than one of those types that move around in the caravans from place to place, but there you go. So I'm going to go and dump this one and see what happens. Talk to you in a bit. Toodaloo. Well, that's that one done, and that's taken me up to nearly 45 quid off of about 3.5 hours. So on aggregate, that's just a tad over a tenner an hour, which is about where I'd expect for a Just Eat shift. I'm outside the off licence now. I don't know if you can see that in the background there. I'm going to buy myself a nice half bottle of Smirnoff, which I intend to take home and drink. And that'll be a nice end to a very busy day. Well, I hope you've been okay with me just showing you a little bit about what I do during the course of a working day. We had the airport this morning and the Just Eat shift now, and gives you an idea of what the Gabby Cabby gets up to when he's not on YouTube recording different videos about different news articles. Well, I'll be on tomorrow, and I'll bring you a few more bits and pieces then. And everybody, please wish my wife good luck, because she's going to start doing this work tomorrow as well, out on the road delivering, and I've got to go and show her the ropes on her first shift, so hopefully that'll be all right. Enjoy the rest of your evening. I know there's not a lot left now, whatever you're doing. Have a good one, folks, and I will see you tomorrow. For now, this is a Gabby Cabby signing off. Toodaloo.